Revelation 12:1. A great sign was seen in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and her head a crown of 12 stars. She was with child. She cried out in pain, laboring to give birth. Another sign was seen in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his head 7 crowns. His tail drew 1/3 of the stars of the sky, and threw them to the earth. The dragon stood before the woman who was about to give birth, so that when she gave birth he might devour her child. She gave birth to a son, a man-child, who is to rule all of the nations with a rod of iron. Her child was caught up to God, to Yahweh, and to his throne. Dear brothers and saints, I stand before you today with a humble request. With all of the amazing signs that are streaming across our beautiful sky and the heavens that light our world, I truly ask, if you haven't accepted Yahawashi, Jesus, the Nazariah, into your heart, I beg you, what can it cost? What can you lose? Now is the time, for this fulfillment of this prophecy comes once in 7,000 years. And the research and the soul studying that I've done, the Spirit has revealed to me the third dispensation. You had the Torah, you had the New Testament, then you had the vine and the root and Aaron's rod, which produced the third dispensation of the Holy Spirit, filled on Pentecost, and will be fulfilled in our hearts. What can you lose if you haven't asked yourself who created this? The parabolic language that's sown throughout the entire scriptures, 66 books, and all the extra canonical Holy Spirit led scriptures that have been, I would like to share with you a foreshadowing. Jesus' true name is Yahawashi, and he was also foretold in the story of Joshua, which also means Yahawashi in the most ancient reign with the King of Kings. Yahawashi 6:10. Yahawashi commanded the people, saying, "You shall not let your voice be heard, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth, until the day I tell you to shout. Then you shall shout." So he caused the men of Yahweh's ark to go around that city, circling it once. Then they came into the camp and stayed in the camp. Yahawashi rose early in the morning, and the priest took up Yahweh's ark. The 7 priests, bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns in front of Yahweh's ark, went on continually and blew those trumpets. The armed men went in front of them. The rear guard came after the Yahweh's ark. The trumpets sounded as they went. The second day they marched around that city once and returned into the camp. They did this 6 days. And on that 7th day they rose early at the dawning of the day and marched around that city in the same way. Only on this day they marched around that city 7 times. And on that 7th time, when the priests blew the trumpets, Yahawashi said to the people, "Shout! For Yahweh has given you the city. The city shall be devoted, even it and all that is in it, to Yahweh. Only Rahab the prostitute shall live, she and all who are with her in her house, because she hid the messengers that was sent. But as for you, only keep for yourselves what is devoted to destruction, lest when you have devoted it, you take in the devoted thing, so that you would make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it. But all the silver, gold, and vessels of brass and iron are holy to Yahweh. They shall come into Yahweh's treasury." So the people shouted, and the priests blew the trumpets. When the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted with great shout, and the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city. every man straight in front of him, and they took that city. They utterly destroyed all that was in that city, both man and woman, young and old, ox, sheep, and donkey, with the edge of the sword. And Yahawashi said to the 2 men who had spied out the land, "Go into the prostitute's house, and bring the woman and all that she has out from there, as you swore to her." The young men who were spies went in and brought out Rahab with her father, her mother, and her brothers, and all that she had. They also brought out all of her relatives, and they set them aside of the camp of Israel. They burned the city with fire and all that was in it. Only they put the silver and gold in the vessels of brass and of the iron into the treasury of Yahweh's house. But Rahab the prostitute, her father's household, and all that she had, Yahawashi saved alive. She lives in the middle of Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Yahawashi sent to spy out Jericho. Yahawashi commanded them with an oath at that time, saying, Cursed is the man before Yahweh who rises up and builds this city Jericho. With the loss of his firstborn he will lay its foundations, and with the loss of his youngest son he will set it upon its gates. So Yahweh was with Yahawashi, and his fame was in all of the land. So who will follow the Son of Man? Who will enter the promised land and reign, set up from everlasting to everlasting? Who knows the end from the beginning and the beginning from the end? Please join me and awake souls, the Son of Man, and Yahawashi. Live.
Join us live tonight, 8 p.m. Central. Only on Beyond Flat Earth. Your source for news regarding simulation reality, Christianity, and the Flat Earth. I am Awake Souls. Only on Beyond Flat Earth.